Welcome everyone, and a warm welcome in particular to our online audiences today here at ODI. We are very pleased to host this event on Localising Development Does Participation Work with Biju Rao, who is one of the authors of this important research report. So before I introduce the speakers briefly, a couple of housekeeping points. So as with all ODI public event, the event is on the record, it's being streamed online, and it will be recorded and the videos posted online in the next couple of days. So when you speak, when you intervene in the discussion, please speak into the microphone and state who you are. If the fire alarm sounds, there was actually an email this morning saying there might be a test, but it's not today. So if the fire alarm goes off, it is a fire. And therefore, please proceed towards ODI's reception, where the assembly point is in the case of a fire. Please turn off your phones or put them on silent. There are publications from ODI related to issues related to decentralisation and local development outside for you to take a look at. And I think you're all welcome to tweet, and we do have an hashtag, I think. Is it local dev? Local dev is the hashtag for those of you who are keen on Twitter and want to tweet. So we have a speaker today and two respondents. You've probably worked out by now that I'm not David Booth, but this is not too bad because David Booth is here on my right. I'm Marta Foresti. I'm the head of the Politics and Governance program here at ODI, and I stepped in as a chair because unfortunately Anu Joshi couldn't make it today, so we've asked David to step in as a respondent to on this occasion. So let me first introduce our main speaker, who's, can I call you Biju?
Yeah, please.
Okay? Yeah, that's you're known as Biju Rao, really. So Biju Rao is the lead economist in the development research group at the World Bank, and who's one of those rare economists who integrates an interest and a background in economics with a commitment and a knowledge on anthropology and history, and much of his research is on the boundaries of these different disciplines, which I think makes it all the more interesting. Biju has worked for a number of years, mainly in India, on issues related to culture and public action, one of his famous publications, and history, historians, and development policy. These are all very interesting books on this interface between economic theories and other disciplines. Most recently, Biju's work has focused on examining the determinants of citizens' engagement in poor societies, with a view to look at what works to mobilize citizen participation. And this is, a lot of that research is what is now in this report or book on localizing development that we'll hear from in a moment. Biju serves on the editorial board of several journals. He's a member of the Social Development Board of the World Bank.
Which doesn't exist anymore.
Okay, it used to be. And we're very pleased to have Biju with us here today. So Biju will speak for about half an hour, and he'll take us through the very interesting and detailed findings of this report. And then we've got two ODI colleagues who will provide some comments. David Booth here is on my right, who's a senior research fellow in the Politics and Governance program, and who was recently the director of the Africa Power and Politics Research Consortium that many of you will be familiar with, which is and currently engaged in a project on developmental regimes in Africa, funded by the Dutch Minister of Foreign Affairs. And for you, in case you don't know, out of the brilliant research that the APP carried out in the last few years came a book called Governance for Development in Africa, Solving Collective Action Problems, that David co-authored with Diana Kamak. And over there is Lenny Wild, who's my colleague also in the Politics and Governance program. Lenny leads our work on governance and service delivery that, again, some of you probably would have seen some research and work on. She has a broader interest on issues of accountability and aid and democracy promotions, and has done quite a bit of work around fragile states and post-conflict countries. And her work focuses at the moment a lot on political economy analysis and what he says and his relation with the effectiveness of the aid industry and aid and development processes. Before joining ODI, Lenny worked at IPPR here in London. So without further ado, Biju, do you want to go ahead with your presentation?